Hello friends, welcome back, or welcome if you're new. This week I have a mix of ideas. One breakfast casserole that was absolutely fantastic, a viral TikTok dinner, a copycat KFC meal that is 10 minutes to make, and a new to me seasoning that I wanted to share. In addition, a wonderful dessert that will be great for the upcoming St. Patrick's Day. And if you try any of these, be sure to let me know in the comments below. So now you've had a peek at what we'll be working on today. Let's get cooking. We're going to make today a casserole with biscuits and gravy. This is the best breakfast casserole I've ever had, and Big Daddy agreed with me. So the first thing you do is you put your sweet Italian sausage into the frying pan to get it cooked, and then we're going to add the flour. What we're doing here is making sausage gravy. The link to the original recipe will be in the comment box below so that you can follow it also. Well, after we've added the flour, we'll go ahead and get the milk in there, and we'll get this simmering while we move on with the casserole. We're going to grease our 9x13 dish, and then we're going to add in 6 eggs. Adding now some salt and some pepper, and then we're going to whisk all these eggs together. We've opened our canned biscuits. We're going to cut each into quarters and put them on top of the egg mixture. We're going to sprinkle 1½ cups of cheese on top of the egg mixture. And now that our sausage gravy is ready, we'll go ahead and pour that on top of the cheese. Now we're going to add the remaining cheese, which is another 1½ cups, and sprinkle this on top of the gravy. We're going to bake this in a 350-degree oven for 25 to 30 minutes. You let it sit for 5 minutes before serving. Like I said, this is my favorite breakfast casserole to date, and leftovers heat up wonderfully in the microwave, just 2 minutes, and it tastes just like it did on day one. For our TikTok $1 million spaghetti, we're going to start by boiling the spaghetti noodles. While the water is coming to a boil, I'm going to go ahead and cut up our onions and our green peppers, and they're supposed to be diced finely. Now the noodles are done, we're going to go ahead and get them drained. There is on the website that I have linked below a way of making homemade Alfredo sauce. However, I had 2 cans in the pantry, so that's what I used. And you just mix it in. It's at 1.5 of jarred Alfredo sauce. I used close to 2. Just make it to the consistency that you like. And once you've got this done, you put this into a sprayed casserole dish, 9 by 13. And then I'm going to put this aside and work on our meat later. I'm going to take the 1 pound of ground beef and then add the vegetables and then the seasonings. Now all of the seasonings are 1 teaspoon, which is great. And here they are. I'm just going to point them out to you, and then we're going to get them in the frying pan with the meat and the veg. Once this is cooked, we're going to get out all the grease, and then we're going to add 1 jar of spaghetti sauce, anyone you enjoy. I'm going to mix this all together and then warm it through. About simmer for about 15 minutes per the directions. Now that it's done, we're going to put this on top of the spaghetti with the Alfredo sauce. Spread this out and then add our cheeses. This goes in a 350-degree oven, and we cook that for about 15 minutes until your cheese is melted and bubbly. Here's the finished casserole dish, and here are pictures of our plates. This was absolutely delicious. It's like a creamy sauce with the Alfredo, but then the meat has tons of flavor. We absolutely loved it. So I do hope you give it a try, and the original link will be in the comment box below. This is not so much a recipe, but a seasoning that I used on the chicken. It was a Sunday. Big Daddy and I had been running around all day. I had come home and made the dessert that you'll see coming up. So I wanted something very simple for dinner. So I decided to throw this chicken on the grill and do some easy side dishes, all of which I'm going to link down below. So the first thing I did was cut these chicken breasts in half because they were very large and they do better on the grill this way. And then I'm going to season them with salt, pepper, and a new Kinder's seasoning to me. It's golden roasted chicken, which was delicious, and that's why I'm sharing it. I love the Kinder's seasonings. I also like the Auntie Nono's and the Uncle Chris's steak seasoning. All my go-tos. It just depends on the mood. So anyway, we're getting started with salt and pepper, and you'll notice I have new grinders here. I ran through batteries like crazy with the other 2 that I had used, and I decided it was time to go back to manual, so that's what I did. Now I'm just going to get the Kinder seasoning on here, and then we're going to get these into the grill after I season the other side. I used the Ninja Foodie grill, and I did use the grill setting for this. I believe it was high. I know it was 500 degrees, and they took approximately 10 to 12 minutes. But always check to make sure they're 165 degree internal temperature. While the chicken was cooking, I made some country gravy, just a packet. I'll have that link below, and then some potatoes O'Brien on the stove top. Billy thinks I should call them potatoes O'Billy. Anyway, I told him he could call them what he wanted. He was very happy with his dinner. He loves the country gravy. Here's a picture of my plates, and the things that I used are coming up, and like I said, I've linked everything below. I got them all in Walmart. Here's one super simple dinner that comes together in 10 minutes. And all the ingredients, with the exception of the cheese, would be something you could keep on hand all the time in case you have one of those nights where you just need something super simple and quick. So the first thing you're going to do is cook your chicken nuggets. You can use whichever method you like, the oven, air fryer. And then you need some instant potatoes. I use Bob Evans. You could use packaged potatoes, whatever you want to keep in your pantry that would be sustainable would be good. We're going to do 1.5 cups of corn, and then we need some beef gravy. I had a packet which I used. You can do that or keep a can or jar in your pantry also. We're going to make this up, and then we're just going to put it all together. Now while our ingredients are hot, we're going to make these bowls, and you do serve individual bowls. So we put the potatoes in first, then we're going to put in the corn, and then we'll layer the other ingredients, and lastly the cheese goes on top. These were absolutely delicious. I have made them once before last summer, but I had like the wrong ingredient. I had chicken gravy. I didn't have the right chicken, but it still then turned out fine. So really it's just a throw together and delicious. I hope you give it a try. Okay, these are the ingredients I used, and again the link's going to be in the comment box below to the original recipe. This week I chose the Pistachio Pie, really because it's green and St. Patrick's Day is coming up next week, or the 17th this week. So the first thing I had to do is, in a bowl, put the pudding mix and the softened cream cheese and mix them together until they're light and fluffy. Now we're going to add the pineapples. These are crushed pineapples with juice, and usually you can get a 20-ounce can. However, these were 14, so I did a can and a half. It's all that was available in my store. We're going to get that mixed in, and then we're going to remove this from the mixer and add in our marshmallows. This is 1 cup of the minis. Next on the list is to fold in the Cool Whip. Now I used whipped cream, which was another option, so I'm just whipping this up until it gets stiffer with peaks. And if you're wondering why my curtain is poked out like that, I have my plant behind it getting some sun. Now we're folding in the whipped cream and get this all combined. Then we're going to put it in, I used a graham cracker crust. You can use that, or on the website there's another option. The website will be linked down below. So I'm going to get this into the crust and then put the lid on it and stick it in the refrigerator to cool for 2 hours. Now there is leftover pudding. This is more than enough to fill the pie crust. It probably could have made 2 if I hadn't filled this one up quite so much, so that's an option. But Big Daddy and I just put it in a couple bowls and tested it out. Okay, it's been 2 hours. Now it says to beat whipped cream and powdered sugar into stiff peaks and then pipe that on top of the pie. I had this spray whipped cream, so I just used that, which was a whole lot easier. And then we're going to add our cherries, and then we're going to sprinkle some chopped pistachios, which I had Big Daddy crush up with a rolling pin for me. I was a little heavy-handed on the chopped pistachios, but it was delicious. This is a really good pie. I hope you give it a try or put it on the table for St. Patrick's Day. If you enjoyed this week's collection, please give my video a thumbs up. And if you made it to the end, I've left you a 4-leaf clover in hopes it gives you some luck of the Irish. Be sure to post one in the comments. Wishing everybody a wonderful week, and I'll see y'all next Monday.